Kitchens are easily the most complicated part of doing a spec house. There's so many details. It goes all the way from cabinets to flooring to appliances and plumbing, just to name a few. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 steps to make sure that your kitchen comes out perfect for your spec house at an affordable budget and with a great look. When it comes to living from home and spending a lot of time at home, it doesn't get better than this. Open concept, 15-foot ceilings in the living room here with a balcony that overlooks, and then a huge walk-in kitchen where you can hang out with guests and be part of the conversation even when you're cooking for a big family. This kitchen is huge. We've got so much space. Awesome island with room for stools underneath. Big fridge, back pantry, and then a nice area to cook and wash dishes while enjoying all this natural light because we have a huge area with big windows. To understand how to make this kitchen come out with less hiccups, the first thing we got to do is go back to the drawing board and plan this project from the beginning with studs and rough-ins. I want to touch on here about framing is walls with cabinets. So as we mentioned, this is going to have our base cabinets and a couple uppers, but this wall here is going to be all cabinets. A lot of space for great storage. The one thing about cabinets is they come square from the factory. You know, you're not going to be able to bend them, shift them a lot. Now, the advantage of using 2x6s over 2x4s is they are significantly straighter. If we were doing this for a custom home, we might ask the customer if they'd like to upgrade to an engineered stud, but we did feel that we're going to be just fine with 2x6s. We're going to run a string line before we put any drywall up, make sure those are straight, bump in or bump out any studs that are out of place. So we're still confident that we're going to get a perfectly straight wall. The number one thing is make sure your walls are straight. These cabinets are all mounted on the exterior wall, which of course can move with temperature and with different humidity levels. Using 2x6 studs is the sure way to make a straight wall. You're going to want to line this with a string line before drywall is placed to make sure that nothing moved while the house was built and things settled to their final position. Making sure to work with your framers on this and tell them the importance of this straight wall is really crucial, because otherwise you might just get the run-of-the-mill wall and it's going to be straight enough for most applications, but cabinets need to line up perfectly so that all the doors open and all your clearances are perfect in the end. Step number 2 is get your rough-ins right. Heating and cold water and plumbing for this sink needs to be in the right place so that it comes up perfectly right in the middle of our cabinets. Otherwise, you might have a jumble of a mess underneath your sink, and that just doesn't look good, and those little things are going to be things that homeowners are going to see and think, does this guy really know what they're doing? You can see that our hot, cold, and our drain line go nicely through the back of this cabinet, through the bottom, and not into the wall. This is really crucial in Michigan. If you put plumbing in the outside walls, there's always a chance of freezing in the winter. The next thing you notice is that we have this drain cap put in. This is allowed in Michigan, but every state might be a little different. This is a vent without a roof vent. This is an internal vent that allows air to come into the plumbing system, but doesn't allow sewer gases to escape. This is allowable in Michigan, but check your local codes because you might need to run this to the roof. And not planning this vent properly is going to lead to massive problems later on if the plumbing inspector doesn't allow you to put a vent inside your cabinet. Very important, these water head arresters, these stop water hammer. Water hammer is a nasty sound. When you turn off or turn on your water suddenly, you might get a knocking throughout the house. And these little devices are going to allow the water to get softened and not hit like it would normally. Rough-ins for your stove, dishwasher, and ovens are equally as important. The third thing to get crucial on a kitchen in a spec house is lighting. Nothing's better in a kitchen than good lighting when you're trying to bake, cook, clean, have guests over, you name it. And nothing's worse than a dimly lit kitchen. It can totally ruin the place. Up here, we have 8 can lights that go around the entire kitchen, and these are dimmable. So when you're having guests over, you can turn these down a little bit when you don't need that much light for cooking. Next, we have independently controlled pendant lights. This is an awesome feature, provides a nice working surface light, and it is great because you can dim it again and provides a nice ambiance and just really fills the space. Doesn't make this tall ceiling look too big. Number 4, make sure you don't go on the cheap side of cabinets. You certainly don't need to overexpend. In this kitchen, we spent about $7,000 on cabinets, which is well below what you'd pay for a custom builder for custom cabinets. These cabinets are solid plywood, no press board, so they're gonna hold up, and we got some really nice hardware, which we love. A couple other things that we did in this cabinet is have nice soft close hinges. So when you close that just like that, it's gonna softly close all by itself. And then we put some lights up here in the upper cabinets. These glass ones are gonna be great for storage, for some, really nice looking china, or just another item to add variety to space and lighten things up. We think these features are really important and well worth the money. Now, the 5th thing that's gonna be very important in a spec house kitchen is a good working surface. Now, this is quartz. It's a man-made material that is real stone. It's about 98% real stone, crushed up and put together with resin. This is great because it's spill-proof and it's not gonna get any kind of stains on it. Very easy maintenance, never needs to be sealed. And the good thing about quartz is sometimes it can be much more economical, especially in these larger slabs, and you get very consistent colors. So you don't have to worry from one house to another, what is the stone gonna look like in that project? Forget about inspections, save yourself some time, and go with the quartz product. The biggest thing with the kitchen and with everything in your spec house is to simplify things and don't overthink it. Spending too much time on planning is almost worse than not spending enough time. Just go with the simple, easy options that the majority of consumers are gonna like, and don't go too high end. You have to resist going too high end because these things most likely are not gonna pay back. Kitchens, bathrooms are a big investment and they do make a big difference. Now, my goal for this channel is to keep sharing value. I wanna get to 1,000 subscribers by the 4th of July this year. So if you can, share this channel with your friends or anyone else that you know who would find this content valuable. Thanks for the like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and take a look at the rest of this video because you're gonna find a bunch of stuff that's gonna help you out both in building or as a consumer.